Good morning, everyone. I have a wonderful homie who has just put a split together with a place for owls. I have birthday dad here with me. Go ahead, introduce yourself, birthday dad. Tell us about how your day is going. What's been going on?
Hello, hello. My name's Alex. I play a birthday dad. I slept until noon today, and I've drank two yerba mates so far to prepare for this.
I've gone to I feel like hundreds of health food places, and I've seen yerba mate before, and I've never had one.
Oh, they're good. Well, I mean, it like the actual.
Yeah, like I've seen that
Yeah,
brand.
yeah.
I've
Because
like
I know they
seen
have tons of different ones.
yeah, I've seen the yerba mate. Just I can't I can tell you what it looks like. I can probably even say what the font is.
Yeah,
It's just one of those drinks I've never ever had before.
it's good stuff.
I've
My
got
my
my
drummer,
coffee. Just like it is 3 o'clock here. Is it 12 where you are?
1:10
Hmm.
p.m. Yeah.
Okay, hell yeah. So it's only 2 hours back. Well, listen, you had a lovely little split come out with a place for owls. Let's kind of walk through how you've been planning on this for 2.5 years.
Oh man, it's my fault. I believe that it took so long. They reached out to me like pretty soon after I put out the Hermit. I think
Mhm.
like November, and we were already close by then. Friends loved their first record, and they were
Also,
just like,
straight up, The Hermit's incredible. Like, what a record.
"Thank you, thank you."
Seriously.
They must have thought so too, because in November they delivered me an amazing cover of TV Dinner, and they're like, "We should do a split together. We've already done our songs." Like they were on it, and then I, for like a year and a half, was just like anxiety over what to choose as my other original, because I don't know, I'm very like a little picky about what I want to put out, and I don't write a lot. So I just finished The Hermit, had like nothing left in me. Uh,
That's fascinating. And that was your first record.
With this project, yeah, I've been in like some other bands that never
Mhm.
really, just small time stuff here.
So let's kind of work back even more so. The concept of Birthday Dad, that is a BoJack Horseman joke.
Yeah, yeah, very
Okay,
small
cool. It's
BoJack
just
Horseman character.
like it's okay, cool. So it's perfect. I think the name and the sound is like juxtaposed perfectly. It makes so much sense.
It's good enough
Um,
for Fall Out Boy. It's good enough for me. They took their name
yeah.
from The Simpsons
Yeah.
side joke character, whatever. So,
There's something about what made you want to start a solo project after being in some bands. Like what was spilling out that you wanted to catch?
so I think a lot of it was like it just gets hard as you get older to like coordinate band practices, and people get jobs and lives and everything. Friends move farther away. It just gets more difficult as you get older. I'm 32 now,
Mhm.
so I've been doing music since I was 15. And so it was kind of by necessity of just like, well, it's gonna be a solo project just so I can just get my shit out there.
Mhm.
And then yeah, I think also maybe it's interesting that the name Birthday Dad does fit the music, because I think the name probably came before, I maybe had written one song on piano. And that was the
Okay,
other thing too. I
cool.
used to be like mainly a guitar player, and wanted to get better at piano, learn how to write songs on piano. So that was kind of the focus for this. I was like, I'm gonna see if I could do a piano record with no
It's
guitar.
Yeah, I like the concept of like you using this as also goals for yourself as well, where you were like, I don't do piano normally, so I'm gonna, have this goal of making a record, first of all, by myself, and two, it'll be piano heavy focused. Like it's a piano record. Like you are
Yeah.
the piano DIY guy.
There is
Like
one there is one guitar only on that record. I wanted it to be zero, but there's a 12 string somewhere on there for like
I
a quick
feel
riff.
because of literally how pianos are made with multiple strings per note, I
It's
would
kind of
say
guitar,
a 12 string
right?
guitar is closer to a piano than it is a guitar.
That's a good point. Yeah, I think I just barely made the mark on that one. It passed.
It's perfect. So starting a project and like coming from like, you know, I'm guessing when you say that you came from small bands, it was just like some local stuff, like just, making some music with some friends. And this was, I would you say that this project felt like you wanted to put more into something, but you wanted to do it yourself more, or kind of walk me through that.
I mean, it's kind of like, so I've put out a couple, records with other bands, and like, not that they weren't solo projects, but I was still always like the main songwriter and shit,
Mhm.
just playing with my friends. And so it was almost more giving up than anything. I was like, okay, well, I tried, and I say try in quotes because like we never toured when we were younger. We should have tried to do more stuff like that. We kind of just played locally in California, maybe a few other shows here and there. And those records, I liked some of them. They never went anywhere, probably for good reason. They weren't that great. I look at my past stuff with a pretty critical lens. But so
Yeah.
Birthday Dad was almost like, okay, well, I don't care. I'm gonna just make a record. It's probably gonna go nowhere. Nothing's gonna happen. No one's gonna hear it, but it's just for me. I want to do something different. And then it's done more than anything I've ever done in the past. So
Yeah. Now, what was the moment where you were like, was it maybe during the writing or the mixing and the mastering, even just recording, where you were like, oh, I've got something special here?
it had to have been during writing and recording and mixing and all that. It kind of all happened at once. With that, it was like a long, like a 3 year process of like piecemeal getting it together.
How
So
long did
maybe
it
like
take to write the record?
um, let's see. I started writing in 2019 early, so probably spent most of 2019 and 2020 writing it, and
Okay,
then
cool.
started recording it in 2020. So yeah, like a year and a half to write.
Okay, that's like so that kind of leads into the other thing, which is the you have a high bar of I about probably with all the songs that came through on this, and like you even talking about like you doing the split with A Place for Owls, where you are critical of yourself. So how many songs did you think that you wrote for the Hermit that didn't get made because you were like it's not good enough?
I mean, there was like, if we include Hermit songs, like 25, maybe 30, like of like, but I don't count a lot of them because sometimes like, oh, this is a song for this record. And
Hmm.
sometimes you just write a song and you're like, this is nothing.
Well, it's
So
just this is just a song in itself, and it can
and it
kind of
doesn't really fit anything and it's not
mhm.
gonna, okay, that doesn't, I'm not counting that.
That's
But yeah,
fine.
if there was maybe like two or three extra that were like Hermit-y songs that I maybe considered. Um, and
Okay.
so it was sort of kind of picking from that as for which one I wanted to put on the split.
What would you say on the Hermit that was something specific that you wanted to make sure each song had?
I mean, it was definitely like the orchestral elements, though I think each song has something of that nature, like a
Hmm.
violin or a trumpet or something. I really
Hmm.
love Dog Problems by the Format.
Hmm.
Like that was one of my
Sure.
favorite records when I was in middle school and still now, and I wanted to make a big orchestral record. So had to
Yeah,
like
and it
find,
is.
find some people and hire some people to make that happen. But I think I accomplished what I wanted to do with it. Yeah.
I completely agree. I think that this record is I feel like it's got like um I feel like the Hermit is easy to write about because it has so much uh obvious themes to it. It's I think it's not like I guess the best way that I could explain it is that it's like uh part of a well-balanced diet where it's
Sure.
got everything together that you need for this project. It's got easy to digest themes. It's got some nuanced stuff, but it's not like it's this perfect order of like all the things that you like in a record
I
like
also try to tend to stick to a theme, I guess, for
that.
a
Hmm.
record. So, I mean, The Hermit, pretty much any of those songs can be about like isolation and,
Hmm.
what anything that comes with that. It's pretty broad, which makes it easy to say, like, oh, this song relates to the theme, even if it's tangentially.
Now, were the main reasons that you, first of all, wrote the new song for My Friends Were Here? And the reason, why did you decide to cover that specific song by Place for Owls?
Yeah, so the cover of theirs that I chose, that happened pretty quickly. I think I did like one or two, was trying out. I just love that song, Do I Feel at Home Here? It's so good.
It's
And I,
so good.
and I could hear like how I could like sort of make it sound like it was on the Hermit with the horns and everything like that.
Mhm.
I think that's what I was trying to go for with my cover, whereas they made just a cool like Weezer version of TV Dinner.
I went and did groceries this morning and listened to the cover of TV Dinner, and I was like, this is fucking Weezer. This is the
Yeah, yeah.
wildest version of,
They
first of all,
fucking
TV Dinner is a great
killed
song.
it.
It's a perfect song. It's awesome. And then just hearing this, uh first of all, Ben going into, were you doing the main yelling part?
So I don't actually sing or play on that track at all. So their cover and their song is all them, and my cover and my song is all me.
Okay,
So that's all
cool.
that's all them.
Okay, so hearing Ben able, like, going more into like a screamier version of himself with your song
Loved
is
it.
just so crazy.
It's
And it's
so like
nuts.
mean everything to nothing Andy Hole. Like when he does those streams on that song, I'm like, this is so sick.
It's like he saw the vision, just like, again, he heard your song, saw the vision, made it, and sent it to you, was like, this is what we're doing. Are you in?
I want an angry Ben Sui record where he just smokes
Oh
like a
yeah.
pack of American spirits before every vocal record. Like,
Like, it's 1,000,000%. Like, again, I've said this before, I'll say it again. I haven't smoked a cigarette in 7 years. It's been a really
oh,
long.
congratulations. I'm so jealous.
I found a
That's
window
amazing.
of opportunity in my head to like do it, and then I did it, and like I'm cool and I'm fine. Do I miss it every day?
Yeah,
Yes,
it
but
never goes away,
it never goes
unfortunately.
away.
This the strongest soldier because
Yeah,
I made it
I
like 7 months, my
yeah,
longest.
I'm cigarettes strongest soldier, 1,000,000%. And I used to be. I got people to start smoking. I always thought it was like cool. I still think it's cool. I still love the smell of it. But I always said that if I was ever going to smoke a cigarette again, it would be with Ben. Like, it
Hell
was like, that
yeah.
is the very, very
Yeah,
specific.
if I was able to quit again, I would also have to make that stipulation that if
Yeah, yeah.
I hang out with Ben, we are gonna smoke
I
an
like the
American Spirit
concept that
together.
you might quit just so you could have your next one with him.
Yeah, yeah, that's like what I look forward to that keeps me going.
Yeah. Now the just now Birthday Dad in itself, it's exciting to hear more from Birthday Dad. Do you have, you do have a long writing process. Are you in the
Yes.
middle of another writing process?
Thank God I'm finished with the writing process for a new record.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. It also took a while because let's see, finished Hermit and released it in
2021,
2020. It
2020.
was finished at 2021, released at 2022,
Yeah.
and yeah, probably barely finished writing last year for the new record. So
That's exciting. I mean, it
it's
is
a couple years.
March. What's kind of like your game plan? Are you going to take some time to like arrange and do all that stuff, and then just kind of, or do you even have an idea of where you want to record?
So it was kind of the same process of like it's recorded more or less, and I still
Mhm.
got some gaps to fill, and we're mixing right now
Well, that's great news. That's
as we're
cool.
going. So yeah, it's pretty far along. I would say like 75% ish there, and I want to put it out this year. Fingers
Okay,
crossed.
that's great. So
Fingers
I
crossed.
mean, that's interesting because like that's how we know your process. So you saying that it could be released this year means that you're super far along with it.
It's pretty far along. I really hope. I mean, it again once you finish a record like it's actually mastered and everything. Obviously, it takes some time after that, so it could be
Mhm.
next year, but.
Are you gonna try? I actually did not look this up. Was the Hermit release, was that self-released?
No, so Refresh Records put
Okay,
that
cool.
out in 2022. They did tapes and digital, and then 23 they did the vinyl. So it's like a
Cool.
year later they did the vinyl.
Hell yeah. Are you going to shop the record again, or are you going to release it through Refresh as well?
I'm not sure right now. Refresh kind of was slowing down and aren't doing as much.
Hmm.
It's possible I might shop it around a little too, or maybe a self-release thing. I've thought about that.
Yeah, I
I think
think
my,
that
my main goal, and which was my same goal from the first record, I'm like, just somebody please put it out on vinyl. That's all I wanted. I don't like
yeah.
keep all the money, keep all I don't care, whatever they
Yeah.
want to do, sign my soul away. Just I want my own record. That was my goal. I literally like put the wallpaper of my phone as like the Hermit album cover, just looked at it every day for a year, like, and I got one now. So
I think there's just something like, when I got delivered the vinyl from the 95 record, it was
I
just
just saw that on Twitter pop up. It's gorgeous. The purple.
dude, thank you. It's like I'm sitting looking at the box right now and it's just like there's something about it where that is the kind of the final moment where like the circle of you writing the record, making, mixing, mastering, and then once it becomes a vinyl, it's like it kind of closes on itself.
Yeah,
And there's kind of a like I have a thing where sometimes where something's done, you kind of mourn it. And so like
Mhm.
I have a thing where now that this record is out in its fullest capacity, it's done, and I have the vinyl for it. There's a part where I'm like, well, fuck, it's done.
Yeah.
That whole record experience
It's
is done,
dead
and
now, kind of.
it's dead. Like this whole thing is dead in a really weird way. Would you say that you felt, was there anything about the process of making music that you would like to tell yourself what you were going to experience before you, like, if you could go back in time and like while you were making that record? Because that's what I would have told me. I was like, by the way, you're gonna feel really weird when like the vinyl comes.
Yeah, I think like enjoy it a little bit, like
Hmm.
what you're doing, writing and recording and everything before you think anybody's gonna even hear it. Enjoy that. And I'd probably tell myself to just relax, like, oh, people actually are gonna hear it and you're gonna get the thing you want. So it's all gonna be fine.
So would you say that there was like definitely a moment of like you saying, "Oh, no one, why am I even, did you have like anxiety of like why am I even doing this?
I mean,
I'm just
definitely, yeah. When I first started it, because I didn't it was finished by the time I didn't join Twitter till like 2020. So I stumbled
Mhm,
into the DIY music scene there and was somehow weaseled my way in.
mhm.
Uh, and that's kind of where I got any fans at all. So before that, I was like, well, I have some people, friends, and maybe fans of my past bands that are somehow still around, like five of them
Mhm.
that would have checked it out. But yeah, I was very anxious about what's going to happen. Am I going to put
No,
this
I
out
get that.
myself?
And
Am I going to just release it on Bandcamp and,
I
it's
think
over?
that I think that was like, I've talked to a lot of people that when they make music, like it's a lot of like why. I remember like talking to my wife. She, I had like these songs and I was like, I don't really know what I want to do. And she helped me kind of work through like the concept of like, what do I want? Like, is this like a selfish thing? Is this like like, is there like a, uh, are you trying to put out music? Like when I put out music, I was like 33 and I was like,
Mhm.
am I trying to reach back into something that I never got to do and I'm just finally doing it now? And it ended up being like the reason that I did this is because it was a small selfish thing that I just wanted to prove to myself that I could do. And that was like the
Hell
first
yeah.
time I ever released it music by myself.
That's
So
awesome.
when yeah, that like 95 started off as like a can I? And
I love that.
and that's just kind of it, and it's turned into way more than I would have ever expected. And it launched, the podcast, it launched all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like I started the podcast to like ask questions to other bands about what it's like to navigate all this shit. Like this, I wanted to find out like what I was supposed to do.
That's pretty interesting. Yeah, that you didn't start until later in life, and now
Yeah,
you're
like I
probably start a
found
podcast to catch up on the wisdom of all this, whatever, you know?
yeah, it was like it was, and I also work in podcasting, so there was like a lot of reasons why I thought a podcast could help other people, but also help myself. And then also I got to talk to a bunch of bands, and then they got to know about my band, and we all to just kind of like get a little bit more community. I just wanted to find a
Yeah.
way to get in. And so that's kind of one of the reasons why I started this is to talk to people about it. And then hear like their stories, because like first of all, making music especially at this level, is strange and weird, and it's exciting. It's also depressing. It's just like it like paints the walls in every color. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's there. I would say, like, I like talking to people that have gotten a record out because there's kind of, I have a lot of questions and I want to hear what people say about how they felt during the process, especially when they were like, oh, my friends knew I was a musician. Now people across the United States know I'm a musician. And so like that jump and like what would be something that you want people to know about you as birthday dad?
Oh boy, nothing. I think I
Yeah.
don't want to be perceived at all other than listen to the record. No,
Is
I don't
is
know.
that kind of like the weird line where you were like, "Hey, I am," like, is birthday dad separate from Alex?
Not really. Like I don't really care. It's more being a musician is so weird and feels like such a self-important, like narcissistic thing to do. So,
Sure.
so there's a big part of me that's like, why should anyone care? Why would anyone care?
Mhm.
And going back to what you were saying before, for me, it is a very selfish endeavor of like, I want to make this for myself. I want to listen to this. I'm, writing these songs because I need to hear them, and hopefully, other people also enjoy them. But that's secondary to me. I don't.
I like the concept. I like the thought process of like, listen, I am doing this so that I can make vinyl of my thing so I can listen to it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's all I
yeah.
wanted. Yeah. But at the
I
same time, it's like I can't just, it's so weird. I can't just go like you can pay some, like lathe cut place like
to just make
50 bucks
one.
to make one. No, it has to be somebody put it out that's not me and it looks cool and it's in a store. It's about looking cool. Like,
Yeah.
so this record you got, is that the first thing you've ever got on vinyl of your own music?
Yeah, 100. This is the first thing ever that I did anything music wise.
That's fucking awesome. And then so now do you have the same fear that I have of like whatever I make next from now on, at least like LP wise, has to come out on vinyl or I'm a hack?
No,
'Cause that's the fear I have.
okay, so first of all, that fear is interesting. I've never heard that where it's like you've uh that is where your bar is now, is that it has to be on vinyl. And like
A
it doesn't
little,
matter
yeah.
like what all right, that's okay. So for your LP2, what are the things that need to, what's your checklist for this next record? Does it need to be deeper? Does it need to have like more stuff on it? Like what is again, your checklist that needs to
My
be for this second one?
checklist for any second or whatever I do after a record is just I just need it to be different a little
Hmm.
bit. Like I don't want to make the same thing twice. I'll get bored. Um, and so I think I've already accomplished that. I'd like to keep some elements so it still
Hmm.
feels like I guess what people have come to know as birthday dad, but
Hmm.
it's I think it's different. It's more electronic a little bit, some
Cool.
synthy stuff.
And there's like, are there themes that you, or so like, well, we're working on an LP2 right now as well. And on the writing aspect of it, I've been thinking about like, okay, cool. The first 95 record was like kind of uh, I would say like a van shoe, where I wanted to, shoelace all these songs together for like a skate park. To kind of like harken back to old times. I had all like the,
Yeah.
this idea came out in retrospect. It was kind of a hindsight story to tell. And so for the first time, I'm like, okay, well, I want to tell a story before I start writing. So that was the beginning process for me. That was different where I'm like, okay, cool. I'll think of a story beforehand and start writing in that way. And so now I've got my themes beforehand and stuff that I wanted to touch on in every song.
Yes.
And then I have like, I came up with the name beforehand. Like
Yeah.
so like there was definitely like, if if the house that I built for the first record uh definitely feels a little duct taped together, but with the concept of production and with the concepts of like the things that you can do in between songs and the order of songs that can sound better. You
Mhm.
can make things look better than it actually is.
For
And
sure.
for like LP2, the design is going to be way from the beginning what it's going to be. So
Yeah,
like
you've got intention
I
set
have
out.
like
You
actual
know, like
intention.
you've got the roadmap written. You know where you're
Exactly. Like I've got
going.
a team
Yeah,
now. Like,
yeah, yeah.
would you say that that has been the experience as well, where like you have like you can pull the slingshot in a better, more efficient way?
Yeah, yeah, I think especially with like you said, I mean, sometimes even title of a record comes before a lot of the songs, the themes come before a lot of the songs. So I kind of know what I want to be writing about, what I want to touch on,
Hmm.
and then it helps when it's a little broad. Like this next record is all about luck.
Hmm.
So like there's a lot of ways that can relate to that, and I could spin that as like, oh, this song is kind of about luck, and this so is this, and the whole record is. Uh
I love it. I think that there's I love talking to people about the writing process because like um is that like going to be the main thing? Is that like your tipping point and the umbrella is built off of just that concept?
yeah, basically. I mean, I think
Cool.
I just it came out a little naturally based off the songs I was writing at the time. So I probably got a good couple songs in before I realized I was writing about luck,
Cool. Okay.
which I think that happens a lot too, is like you don't know what you're writing about until after, and you can kind of look back on it and be like, oh, that's what this is about, or that's what that's sort of what the song I heard this song in a dream on the
Uh-huh.
split. That's like the concept of that song is like songs come out of the ether, and I don't
Yes.
know where it's coming. It's almost as if someone else is writing it, and
I
then I
mean,
have to parse that after.
that's a Rick Rubin thing. Um,
Sure.
that there's a Rick Rubin quote where it's in the act of creativity to do something with it because someone else will. Because
Yeah.
it's if we're all pulling from the same source.
Yeah, you're a vessel and a conduit for whatever's going on out there, and you got to reach out and grab it a
If you
little
got to
bit.
reach out and grab it and you do it because like the concepts the well that we all pull from, especially in music, because there's only so many fucking chords,
Yep.
like and so many
We all like the
BPMs.
same bands
Yeah,
and
like
same
there's
kind
only
of
so many
style.
permutations that that if you have the idea, just start doing it.
Just
Like
yeah, just do it. Somebody's gonna do it, so might as
somebody's doing
well.
it, so
Why
it might as
not
well be
be?
you. Like don't have like I'll never forget there was a moment where I thought that I had like invented invisibility and like how to do it, which was like a bodysuit which was had all of these slices of one-way mirrors and then but it was they were like screens and they were on the other side was a video camera that was recording and posting it whatever is behind you, and so like it
I
would
think
be
you should be following that instead of podcasts and
well
music. Like you should
there's
contact the government and get a
yeah
patent for that.
I was like 10 when I came up with that, and then the movie Die Another Day came out from the Goldeneye from the last movie that that homie did for 007. That was the idea of the car.
And you're like, those fuckers stole
And
my
I was
idea.
like,
Damn it.
yo, dude, I was on. I'm like, I was on it, dude. I just need to like,
Yeah.
I just need to grab onto ideas faster.
Somebody else
Um,
got it.
and so, like, so there's some fucker out there that got credited for that, and I'm like, oh, all right,
Yeah.
I'll let one slide, and that's the one that I've let slide my whole life.
Hey, same thing happened to me with the fish dicks joke in South Park. I came up with that in middle school,
Ah,
and that episode came out when I was in high school. So
did anyone else remember you made that joke?
I don't think so. I found the only one that remembered it. So it's probably some false memory that I made up in my
I
head. Not
you've just
real.
you've been
No
lying
proof.
to yourself for
Yeah.
15 years about that you
Yeah.
came up with that.
Pretty much. Yeah. I think so.
Well, listen, I would love to play one of the songs from the new split. My friends were here. First of all, actually, let's talk about this. How did you and Ben meet online from him coming with the cover to you?
No, so I think we started talking when they put out their first record before the Hermit.
Mhm.
So or maybe it was a little after. I can't remember the timelines, but we were already friends and liked each other's stuff.
Cool.
And then over the time became closer and like played a few shows with them when they came out to California and
Oh, that's so great. I just love this
yeah,
community so much. I feel like
me
that
too.
everyone is just it's so fascinating and so interesting. And it's like in the shitty house or shitty neighborhood that is Twitter, and there is just this wonderful thing that is all of us talking and engaging with each other, and it's beautiful and wonderful, and I'm glad that we all get to like do that, knowing that outside of this community it's just like all burning down to the
It's
ground.
all on fire. No, I love it because I mean out here where I'm from in California in the Central Valley, like there's nothing. There's not really a scene.
Mhm.
I'm like 2 hours from San Francisco. That's like the closest bigger thing. And so to find this online community has been really nice.
Would you say that do you wish that there was stuff closer to you, or like do you play locally as well, or are you kind of over playing locally?
I mean, I play locally a little bit, but there's
Mhm.
not locally for me is still like I have to drive an hour or more to get there.
Oh,
So
okay, cool.
I can't go 10, 15 minutes down the road and play a show at a, small
All
bar.
so all of your shows are weekenders. Like it's just like
Basically,
maybe
yeah.
one or two.
And I used to do a lot of those more when I was younger. That's why now I'm a little more picky and selective. I like playing live music, but it's a lot of work.
I would say so. So when it comes to, I like to ask this to everyone. What do you do for your day job?
I work at Safeway, a grocery store in the produce department.
That's what I'm fucking talking about.
And
Like
it's pretty chill.
I like that. I mean, there's something really really nice about like uh I work in software and I'm constantly worried that like I'm gonna get fucking laid off. Like that is just like that is I've worked in startups my whole career and it's not great and it's very stressful
Mhm.
and it's dumb. But there's got to be something really relaxing about just like going to work and just working with, vegetables and
It is, yeah, and it's like colorful and like there's some pattern stuff to it because you're arranging. I think as a musician, it's a decent job to have.
yeah, there's
It's
something
union. It's cool.
I'm pretty jealous actually. That's actually probably really nice.
Yeah, it's okay. Well, I'm a little jealous of you because you probably get to work from home,
I work
hopefully.
from home, but like it means that I also like I'm an extrovert. So it's like
Uh,
my curse is that I when everyone had to start working from home and everyone got
you're
really
like, no,
excited and I
please.
was like, "Oh, I'm so fucked. I'm about to lose my whole mind." Like the
But
reason I started all any of this is because I was
you
locked in a
gotta talk
computer.
to
I need to do
somebody.
something else. I need to
Uh,
talk to somebody. I need to make something. I need to use my hands. Like I've said that, once this last job is done, like I've worked in customer support for 10 years
mm,
for apps. After I'm done with this, I'm like I'm gonna go work like at a warehouse somewhere. And
yeah.
I've done brain heart jobs like for
Uh-huh.
the last 10 years. I need to do like a dumb like hand job.
Hey, you want to show up and like shoot the shit with Tony and
Yeah, like I want to
kind of
just
like
like I want to just like I
have
want
a
to shut my
bag
brain
lunch.
down. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to shut my brain fucking down and just like go like my guitarist works at this coffee shop and there's something kind of and it's like a nice coffee shop and there's something kind of delicate about like making a really nice cup of coffee
Yeah,
that I
just chill
really
and
want to
cool and
just
like music on the speakers and like,
yeah, like and just like talk and like I would like I love talking to people. It's why I'm good at my job. Like, it is I can deal with, negativity well.
mhm.
And because that's all I do every day is just, talk to mean people all day. And so there's something about like I could get in front of a person wanting a very specific coffee and like handle that, but I just want to use
Yeah,
my hands.
yeah, yeah.
That's just I have a huge desire for that. But that's sick as fuck. I want to play a song of yours. Would you like to play something from the new EP
Yeah,
or the split rather?
yeah, let's do I heard the song in a dream.
All
Sure.
right, cool.
That's about songwriting and everything we've been talking about. So
I think there's something so wonderful about this song that comes out of like you open up like you're in like an attic and you see some kind of like old toy and it's got like
yeah.
that that it's not it's actual 3/4 like not
Yes.
6/8. It's actual 3/4. And
I love
it's
a waltz. Love a good little
it's a
waltz.
lovely little waltz where it's like the snare on the 2 and the 3, where it's just there's something really delightful about this that not a lot of people write in 3/4 still. No one's doing this waltz thing, but it works really, really well for what you're doing. So here is I heard this song in a dream by Birthday Dad. That was I heard this song in a dream by Birthday Dad. Dog, it was a pleasure having you on. I'm gonna get this out ASAP and just
Yeah, thank
have
you.
a
Thank you
killer
for
fucking
having
rest of
me
your day.
on. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. This has been really fun.
Yeah. Well, listen, love you, dog. We'll talk to you soon.
Love you too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.